Alright.
Freedom, freedom. Freedom fighters, freedom fighters. I'm gonna talk about no roads. I'm gonna talk about no hospitals. I'm gonna talk about no systems. I'm gonna talk about no justice. I'm gonna talk about people dying. I'm gonna talk about no water. I'm gonna talk about no lights. All they need is your support. All they need is your support. So come on, let's go support. So come and let's go support. So come and let's go support. Yeah, these are the freedom fighters working hard and talking and talking and talking for the freedom of Ghanaians, and so we can have systems and live very comfortable. We are a rich country. We were born rich. God gave us all we need, and so support freedom fighters. We know for sure that everything will be okay. Freedom fighters, freedom fighters. I'm gonna talk about no roads. I'm gonna talk about no hospitals. I'm gonna talk about no systems. I'm gonna talk about no justice. I'm gonna talk about people dying. I'm gonna talk about no water. I'm gonna talk about no lights. All they need is your support. All they need is your support. So come on, let's go support. So come and let's go support.
Freedom, freedom, yeah, yeah. We are freedom fighters. We gonna need your support. We wanna fight and get a better system. Said freedom fighters. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ebusuafo mema munyina akwaba. Ni ID kind of big gaps to yenuaba Gina K. Yeah, Gina K, big gaps for such a wonderful song. Yedo asepa say wetimi enya botre a compose enom kama say de amayen ntino. Gina K, Madam Gina K bia obi a no mechia. Ebusua ansa na meko main issue no so no say me kai mo se munyina mo nhya ne so. 4th of August. 4th of August. Munyina mo nhya ne so. 4th of August. Fix the country demonstration or basso den. We are all rapping live. Nobody should be left out. What you say? We are all rapping live. Nobody should be left out. 4th of August. Fix the country campaign or basso den. We are rapping live. If you wanna see me live, attend the Fix the Country campaign. If you wanna see me live, attend the Fix the Country campaign. Yeah, shall see our Obroni Sport, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, 7 a.m. sharp. Where Obroni time, where Obroni time, a brofo time you use 27 K now or 7 on your 10, 7 or 9, 7 or me say, 7 a.m. sharp. We are all rapping live. To you to be out in social media, don't be left out. What am I saying? You to be out in social media. Ya kasa for change, you know. This is the time for us to come together and demonstrate to show our leaders say, sa change na ye ka ho asem no ampa ye ni abre nya se bia ye kasa agrobi na ye di debi. Ti mu ina mu nhia mu anase ye ina ye nhia mu. Ewo Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Those days. Say baby your friend Kwame Nkrumah interchange no. Or Brasport. Baby our Kwame Nkrumah statue be a no. Eho na yeshia. 7 a.m. sharp. 4th of August. So you'll be a urefia there. Set your alarm. What you say? So you'll be a urefia there. Set your alarm. 4th of August sharp. Yeshiemu. Ewa Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Fix the country campaign. Basso live and colored. Let us all meet there and demonstrate. And show to the government to say, yet social media ye kasa for change. Ye kasa for them to fix the country, no? Yes, Sebi. Enya agrobi na yedi. Patimasi aha. Enye agorobi. Ena yedi. Ye osi adie yo. Ye kan ye. Yen semwa ye can. We back them with action. Don't be left out. You to bearer. Ye na yen shiemu ewo Obra Sport on the 4th of August ya. Intimate sese mu nyina mo hye no so. Na ye timi eye o ye treka sie pa enfantre aban ni se ye ni abrampa eye straight up. Ebusia ye to aso dia na eye ye papa Broni bi. Aha, ye ofa. Ye ofa no no, ye ofa Broni bi. Or the ensem ke tuwa bi atodwa. Aha, nti saa ensem no e na me pese ye tie na ye bobo ho ye wi ya to aso ho. Ye ofa Broni kasana Ghana for especially Banku brains of Obroni kasa na Banku brains no omuntie wasem yan to aso.
When I pass on, largely because I've never spent more money than I've earned, and I've been prudent, and I've worked moderately hard. Now, it always seems to me as a complete surprise to politicians how countries get in debt. Let me explain, because I don't think you really understand it. It's because politicians consistently spend more money than they raise in taxation, more money than they can possibly raise in taxation, most of which, in point of fact, they actually waste. The reason we're talking about countries which are broke, and they are broke, is because they're ridiculous, ineffective, ignorant politicians consistently spend more money than they can raise. And then they borrow, and they borrow, and worse, they then print money because politicians and their central banks have a machine which prints money. You do that as a private citizen, and it's a criminal offence. You would go to prison for doing that, and politicians and their central banks do it all the time. Let me explain to you that these countries are broke. And they're broke because of their own stupid leadership and politicians. And it's immoral to ask ordinary taxpayers of any country to pick up the tab for failed politicians and failed banks. They are defaulted. They're broke. For God's sake, let's all of us admit it.
Muntie moi. Afia na mo join no ma sample one last time. Muntie ni Muntie emunsem ni ye. Ay. Ya na ye kasa. Enya sabi oye Broni a okasa nti na me fa na asem no, but whether Broni or no Broni, ensem oka no is nothing but the truth. What him say, aha. Whether oye Broni o, say oye Broni o, ensem oka no is nothing but the truth. Etientie ni ensem no. That is the most important thing. Ensem na oka no esi etie. Ti muntie ni ye. Me play for one last time. Me play video no for one last time. Muntien send me yo. Muntien ye. Obroni offer. Me dey me offer. Tell the Banku brains. Tell them. Muntie.
When I pass on, largely because I've never spent more money than I've earned, and I've been prudent, and I've worked moderately hard. Now, it always seems to me as a complete surprise to politicians how countries get in debt. Let me explain, because I don't think you really understand it. It's because politicians consistently spend more money than they raise in taxation, more money than they can possibly raise in taxation, most of which, in point of fact, they actually waste. The reason we're talking about countries which are broke, and they are broke, is because they're ridiculous, ineffective, ignorant politicians consistently spend more money than they can raise. And then they borrow, and they borrow, and worse, they then print money because politicians and their central banks have a machine which prints money. You do that as a private citizen, and it's a criminal offence. You would go to prison for doing that, and politicians and their central banks do it all the time. Let me explain to you that these countries are broke, and they're broke because of their own stupid leadership and politicians, and it's immoral to ask ordinary taxpayers of any country to pick up the tab for failed politicians and failed banks. They are defaulted. They're broke. For God's sake, let's all of us admit it.
For God's sake, let all of us admit it. We are broke because our leaders are stupid. Me say, Jonas, let me borrow Jonas' words. Let me borrow the words of Trini Jonas. Osi nyame nshira Broni. Broni penokre. And no time me pe Broni asem no. Broni me see Broni penokre. That is why I like the matter of Broni. I like Broni. Me pe Broni matter. I like Broni because Broni or kanokre eye immoral. Ghana is broke because our leaders are spending more than they can raise in taxation. Are you listening to some sense? Are you listening to some sense? Ghana is broke because our leaders are spending more than they are able to raise in taxation. We are not cutting our coats according to our size. Over expenditure. And if we go broke, they print money in our central banks. That is what is causing the inflation. They borrow some from abroad and print the rest in our central banks. They have printing machines. They know how to print money. Now, so the ordinary person, cotton machine, basically, they print sika. You be jail for life. Eti o hiana no. Brenna ye breno. Si e ka kire mo se ye mpanimfo ti na ye bra. Na se as banku brain as you are. Tie me ye. Brenna ye breno se ye ka kire wo se ye mpanimfo ti na ye bre. Na se as banku brain as you are won ti ase na me dwen ho a me ti ase. As banku brain as Jimmy Fo as you are. If we are telling you we are suffering because our leaders are stupid, we are suffering because we are not thinkers, we are suffering because we are heartless, wicked and foolish, we are suffering because we are spending more than we are able to raise in taxation. And then you are parliament, parliament, news I circulated on social media, parliament for approving a year $28 million na ye ka ho asemo no. Yeah, mabo. $28 million na ye ka ho asemo no. Parliamentarians no omo antie asemo o. Omo approve sika no say loans are dey members of parliament. 28 million car loans for members of parliament. Dollars o any cities. $28 million for your parliamentarians, members of parliament to buy cars. We are spending more than we are able to raise in taxation. Whilst these same members of parliament are having cars, MPs are over Ghana. Yeka Ghana for the most luxurious cars are penning for. Your members of parliament, your president and vice, ministers and all these appointees. These are the guys who are driving expensive, luxurious cars. And no also why Yasa prove say we are giving them loan. They should not even say loan because they are not loaning this money to them. They are giving this money to them for free. What must hear? They are not loaning the money to them. Oh. They are giving this money to them for free. They will never pay back. I'm telling you. I can swear. Me see they are never going to pay back. Any loan they are giving to them for free. That is what they do. We know them. Omunim say this coming on the next 4 years, which is 2024. Per amemwo body na ruling. They know say they are likely to go into opposition. They want to buy those cars and if they are living power, they will auction those cars among themselves. They will auction those cars and buy among themselves and take home. NDC did the same thing. These guys will do the same thing because they don't care about the country. And Obroni can say, we are spending more than we are able to raise in taxation. That is why we are poor, because we are foolish. I'm telling you. We are poor because we are foolish. I'm telling you. Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. Obia ni o mind ho. Obia every on mind ho. Give the little chance to the black man. He will wreck his country. Give power to the black man. Obe buni mind for as suppressing mind for as saying mind. Joe Biden. Ebedi omampeni na nsenya less than 1 year. We're creating over 3 million jobs. Joe Biden no. Ebedi omampeni na nsenya we're creating over 3 million jobs. How many jobs has your president been able to create? How many jobs has your president been able to create? That is why we are telling you we are meeting on the 4th of August to channel our grievances to Yempening for. Ye meeting our Kwame Nkrumah circle or Bradsport. Fix the country campaign. Fix the country protest. Basso. Don't be left out. Don't be left out. Make catch them now. Ye Jimmy. Ye Jimmy. Upon all our resources. Ye will go to Obuasi. Mame fa Obuasi ni example. Ye chance yes ye to go to Obuasi. Any idea? Ye to go to Obuasi. Etu. Ye chance yes ye to go to Obuasi. Nye ebesine. Look at Obuasi. Udro Obuasi ya. Now raho. Aside gold na. Yes to Obuasi no. Obuasi for they pay taxes so. It don't form ma Omo Obuasi. They take taxes from them. Kaya yo fwa Omo Obuasi. They take taxes from them. Obuasi for they still pay taxes in addition to natural resource gold na Omo Diama Ghana government, you know. They take the gold, they take their taxes, and the people get nothing in return. Oma kwan nye, Omo house nye, enso nye, eduane nye, bibia nye, enfutro nkoa, enchanse ko, bola nkoa, basabasa nkoa, kankan nkoa, public toilet nkoa, jimye nkoa, ezemunu nkoa, kwasiasem nkoa, everything nkoa. They pay taxes. They are taking gold from Obuasi. Ebesine, what have they been able to do for Obuasi? Nothing. We are spending more than we are able to raise in taxation because our leaders are foolish. Broni kai. I love this white man. Me Broni asebo minia. Broni penokre. Menya racist. Me masa. Se me sha Broni mpuna se Broni no. Odwe me ho epe masem. Eche me nua bibinia. I'll take the Broni as my brother. Sada me tie. Me se me sha Broni na se Broni no. Odan odo edi. Me more than my own brother. That white man will become my brother, and my black man or my fellow black brother will become my enemy. It's simple. When I
pass on, largely because I've never spent more money than I've earned, and I've been prudent, and I've worked moderately hard. Now, it always seems to me as a complete surprise to politicians how countries get in debt. Let me explain, because I don't think you really understand it. It's because politicians consistently spend more money than they raise in taxation, more money than they can possibly raise in taxation, most of which, in point of fact, they actually waste. The reason we're talking about countries which are broke, and they are broke, is because they're ridiculous, ineffective, ignorant politicians consistently spend more money than they can raise. And then they borrow, and worse, they then print money because politicians and their central banks have a machine which prints money. You do that as a private citizen, and it's a criminal offence. You would go to prison for doing that, and politicians and their central banks do it all the time. Let me explain to you that these countries are broke. And they're broke because of their own stupid leadership and politicians. And it's immoral to ask ordinary taxpayers of any country to...
Let me make it clear to you, say, these countries are broke. And they are broke not because of their citizens. So they are broke not because of the bad mentality of the people. They are broke because of the foolishness and the stupidity of their leaders to be spending more than they are able to raise in taxation. That is why they are broke. So no matter how much nature gives to them, no matter how much wealthy they are in terms of natural resources, they are still broke because they lack basic understanding of economics. They are still broke because they don't have the brain enough to govern a society. They are broke because their brains are not that intelligent enough to govern a society. That is why they are broke, and they'll continue to be broke until they learn to be wise. They'll continue to be broke until they learn to apply wisdom, knowledge, and common sense in everything and anything they do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Dubai has nothing. United Arab Emirates, they have nothing, but they have everything because their brains are working. Arabu Nino Kaya, I forgot to bring in that video. Or say, Nigeria is more wealthy than Dubai. It's a history. Nigeria is more wealthy. Nigeria is more rich than Dubai. It's a history. Let us not debate on this. They are richer than us. But look at Nigeria and look at Dubai. Dubai is at where we are because we have good leadership. That is all a people need to progress. Good leadership and not corruption. Good leadership and not corruption, and not senselessness, and not loot and share, and not NPP NDC, and not tribalism, and not partisan politics, and not religious stupidity. And yet, nyame and I the poor mayo, yet the intelligent people. Or my piani riasia, yet the Jimmy 4 and I say a Jimmy 4 and a teacher yet. Or my piani riasi, I did a Jimmy 4 and a teacher yet. Yet the Enyasa 4 the mind, yet the Enyasa 4 the teacher mind, yet the intelligent, knowledgeable people. We use those people to build a nation. If you keep voting for fools to lead you, if you keep voting for a Jimmy 4 to be your leader, sir, your country will keep sinking. Say, Kumasi for Ashasiye. No Alan, no vote. Evelyn Sugar Drop. Yeah, these are the guys you have to follow. Evelyn Sugar Drops. Very intelligent lady. Kwa 44. Dr. Ren Mo. Avram Ben Moshe. Nana Shady Mo. Atiako Asedemo. This Mama Bamo. These are the guys you have to follow on social media. Or fire hell on it. These are the guys you have to follow and listen to. And now, no Allah, no vote. Metia menemo kasayo. Kumasi fwa shasiye no Allah, no vote. Ghana problem ayeko sukrampo yenka huasa mwiye. Ghana ohawa. Ghana for nemu. Ghanaians are died. Muntie news ana. Mami you cry for namu sheme nim cry. Muntie news ana. And rather me tie BBC almost say afi we nkuwa. Black people are on the Mediterranean Sea trying to cross the ocean to look for money in Europe. They are almost up to 1 million. They said over 700,000 people have died since the beginning of the year. They have died in the ocean. Over 700,000 people, getting to 1 million, have lost their lives since the beginning of the year whilst trying to go to Europe. Listen to BBC, listen to news and know what is going on. Listen to news and know what is going on, what is happening around us. Don't insult me. If you insult me, nothing will happen to me. Because you don't feed me, I don't take money from you. Let us insult those who are hijacking our future. Let us rather insult and channel our energy to those who are destroying our country, not me. I am only a speaker. I am only a vessel. Almost 1 million people dying on the sea, trying to cross to Europe. Black people, not whites. Because the white man will never cross the ocean illegally to try to seek refuge in Africa. Never. Mbano, abomination. Tofia kwa ebi sida. Because broni ni nyansa or show cry ademi. Now umras me hiti ye no show no cry ba. Because broni ni nyansa, broni nyimi Broni ni nyansentino, the little that nature will give to Broni, Broni will use it to his advantage. To do Broni Kroma, you clap for Broni. Udru Broni Kroma, when you bet Broni ho, Udru Broni Kroma na okoma do. Life, you love life. Whether bisa Evelyn wa omwa brotre, bisa Evelyn wa omwa brotre, and Evelyn was being interviewed on Ochinoko Show. Evelyn was being interviewed on Ochinoko Show. Evelyn, Ochinoko bisane say, enti oko America no. Baby a wotinuti, oko hu bibi a oka se we die, menu me ho sa me ba America. Wa hu bibi sa da na. Evelyn say, a free mira oko America, o hu bibi a sa da. Menia, yanko America enu ye hu o. So be ko America, enu ho sa butu kwa kwa bro chana se wo die. Oso banku brain dia me hu bi da. Se wo betu kwai akọ America enu hu a na se wo de oso banku brain wo hu agbelima e wo banku num no ano ohye agbelima banche more a e wo banku num no ano ohye yankọ broni chrome and regret it. Nobody will travel to Australia. Make I say nobody. Let me reframe my sentence. No intelligent person will travel to America, will travel to Canada, will travel to UK, will travel to Australia, Japan, all these places and say, I have regretted coming. There be that. And Africa, intelligent people, their country. And yasafo kuro. Broni, because Broni who say, if you guys are leaders, now say Abribiano, you are spending more than you are able to raise in taxation. Your country will go bankrupt. Your country will keep remaining poor. You keep borrowing, and that borrowing will swallow your economy. That borrowing will never save your country from poverty. If you want to eradicate poverty, if you want to escape poverty, you don't borrow. You create wealth in your country by using your resources, by using your brain, by focusing on where your strength is, especially Ghana. Agriculture. We don't make cars in Ghana. We don't, do technology in Ghana. In Ghana, is in manufacturing. Abrofuna who say, is in manufacturing because they don't have many of natural resources in Africa. Now, so who say, is in their natural, their manufacturing, their technology, cars and computers and internet and whatever. So that is why the white man is focusing. That is where the white man is focusing on to control you, to conquer the world, and to always be at the top, the apex of the food chain. And to Ghana ni also we lead that nasne hu se wonso no ehefa and our who they were is in agriculture because you have enough fertile lands, you have enough water bodies, you have enough sunlight, you have enough youth who have the strength to drive tractors, combine harvesters, to till the land, grow food, export those food to the Western world. Don't give them the seed to plant. Don't give them the seed to plant. Plant the food here and export the food to them. Even if you want, export the food in their finished products to them. If they don't like, let them stay wherever they are. We can live without technology. We can live without cars. We can live without anything, but we can never live without food or water. So if we have food and water, we will become more powerful than the Western world. Yeah, Jimmy T, look at the nature of our country. Yeah, Jimmy T, look at the nature of our country. In the abundance of sunlight, in the abundance of water, in the abundance of everything, fertile lands, the black man is still hungry and the black man is still thirsty because we're Jimmy, not doing Nyajuma, we're Jimmy on your bois. Difference I don't I'm telling you. On your bois, upon Jimmy. Difference I don't because our leaders are more foolish. I'm telling you because they are supposed to know better. Memetiano, Memko UK da, Memko America da. I have never traveled out of Africa. Ekufuado, what's up, brocheda? Ekufuado, what's up, brocheda? Ekufuado, our president, is supposed to know better than me. I'm sitting here. Was share their chairman? Or you're more exposed than me? It's between me and Ekufuado, who is supposed to be more intelligent. Ekufuado. Eh? Cell phone way. You can live without a mobile phone. And good. You can live without a mobile phone. You can live without a plane. You can live without a car. You can live without technology. You can live without Facebook. You can live without YouTube. You can live without the internet, but you can never live without food and water. You can never live without food and water. And that is what nature gave to Africa. We have all the seed. When you say prekase na yewo Ghana no. The only place yetimi edua prekase e Ghana and Israel. Say also mebua, do your own research. Say see amemo kase yo. The only place your prekase e Ghana and Israel. Me ba Kenya ha, me hu prekase da. Prekase ebi ni krom ha. The only place we have prekase e Ghana and Israel. Now so what are we doing with it? Nature has given us everything. Hey, nature has given us everything. You be a great dam, a fire them northerners. They die because a dam has been opened. Water is overflowing in Ghana. We have all the natural resources, but we are still backward. We are still primitive. We are still poor because we are stupid. If I say we are stupid, that you can go to hell. If you're angry, I don't give a damn about you. You can go to hell. I'm speaking my mind. When I sit here, I say I'm not of myself. I'm telling you. When I sit here, I'm a different person. Who shall be different? And when you see me on camera, I'm a different person. Yeah, Jimmy. That is why today they are bringing GMO, genetically modified food, and they will to anka. Ube be anka no. Na see the bia enim. Those days. Time ana yen ye mofra no se wudi anka onamana woto abanigu abano nkuwa etimi egro. So you find so many oranges which have grown wild ene obeto anka na seed bia nim ye say your friend seedless, watermelon seedless, bibia beto bia no they are now becoming seedless. Ebeka kra seedling now will remain in the hands of the white people. Ebeka kra seed in our nature, they might young black people, no. Seed in our nature, they might young the black race. Send by young so no. Let the whites control the world with technology. Let the whites control the world with our barefoot. Africa will also control the world with food. Now so our dinner nature they might and ye Jim yenti ya sat now I'm a Obroni that say oh population air cost we need genetically modified foods and they are stealing our seeds one after the other. A time is coming they will have the seed and we will have nothing because auto anka not a seed be any anka no more. How are you going to be able to replant anka na udi zero? A time will come. If we don't bow to their tunes, a time is coming. If we don't listen to them, a time is coming. If we don't dance to whatever they tell us or obey whatever they tell us, we are going to die of hunger. And that will be the beginning. That will be the genesis of an everlasting slavery. This race is cursed, I'm telling you. This race is cursed with stupidity. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm telling you. With no apology. Yeah, Jimmy too much. Yeah, Jimmy. It's answer yeah, Jimmy no plans to be a brony ever far against us to be a plans no yeah, Juma. It's answer yeah, Jimmy yeah, nim nyansentino plans to be a brony ever far against black race piano. Sa plans no yeah, Juma because with himself come for way dear Jimmy. You can plan anything against them and that thing will work because Jimmy. Now and I'm not here. I'm social media. Ghana for being many and Germany in there's flooding. Oh, Germany in there's flooding. Ghana na flooding back. Now I'm dear them. Oh, they should come and see say Germany crampono and a flooding about Germany. No, say the Ghana and corner flooding. Wahoo, Germany in flooding. Waho, aha. Say the Ghana and puna flooding. Wahoo, Germany cram flooding. Waho, Tino. Sanko for now. Almost social media. omo kasa edi Ghana penifo atem na flooding kuye na flooding kuye no omo nyai kasa because Germany crampo na flooding na si ho no. So how much more Ghana? Jimmy papa. That is why we compare ourselves to the West. Jimmy, that is why we always compare ourselves to the Western society. Hardly will you see the black man comparing himself to those who are doing well. Hardly will you see the black man comparing himself to those who are at least at the apex of development. We always compare ourselves to mediocrity. We always compare ourselves to sabi. And your man what make us and confirm us. It would be logic and common sense. And yet Jimmy, young funny say flooding as you Germany, and so what? Bibi Samo. Oh dear, logic and common sense. Logic and common sense. Oh dear, young funny say flooding as you Germany, and so what? Eti flooding as you Germany, Tintiana Ghana, Emma Ghana, so flooding in Siena. Which kind of logic is this? Obi mami enye fra. It's now okase because Obi mami enye frantino. Mesmet na ho ayahwe ha. Ama mesme mami enye fra. Edi Jimmy enye. Your natural disasters. Sa enso we ya eto Germany. I causing this kind of huge flooding. No, I'm telling you, before God and man, I swear. Says so way eto Ghana ka me say ejimi for ni na kama wo free we say me donyame. Say flooding way I see what Germany. And I say so way eto Germany. I causing this kind of devastation. Says so to Accra. Kumasi anase Ghana sambre me say anka mu nyama wu omo a omo wu no eye those who be fast enough to climb mountain afajato me catch them omo a omo ewu no eye those who can be fast enough to climb mountain afajato when see your Ghana ka you are all dead we ya see your Germany no enye efin bi na e cause yo enye choke gatters na e cause yo ene Jimmy na ekosi yo momo flooding no ni a ekosi no Jimmy montie me pa Ghana flooding no ni a ekosi no Jimmy Germany flooding we ene Jimmy na ekosi yo ene Jimmy na ekosi ye a natural disaster something beyond human intervention or human prevention something beyond human prevention JPA Nanka enipa betimi a prevent ya me say anka they would have prevented it long ago anka omontina ho e such devastation ensi now we ground poor esino I am giving them less than 1 week you will see what they will do massive transformation in less than a week affected areas you will see the massive works that will go on in those areas. They will give the victims relief money, relief packages. They will give the victims of the flood, those who have lost their lives, they are going to give them relief money, relief packages. What did your government do for you when Kumasi got flooded? What did your government do for you when Accra got flooded? What did your government do for you? Have they been able to fix the problem? When a natural disaster is not something that they could have prevented. Now, so flooding now is what Ghana no. It is something that Ghanaians can prevent. So flooding is what Amsterdam a natural disaster because Amsterdam has gone below sea level. The city of Amsterdam has gone below sea level. They have created a lot of tunnels in the city to contain the sea so that the sea will not be able to take over the city. Amsterdam has gone below sea level. It is a flooding pool. SEO Amsterdam and then news. Accra has not gone below sea level. Accra has not gone below sea level. Typhoon bieni ho. Tornado bieni ho. Hurricane bieni ho. Enti yen flooding na SEO Ghana no. Eye free flooding. Eye Jimmy
incompetence, chop gutters, kwasia some jimie ne muasem flooding. I'm telling you. Jimie any muasem flooding. Germany a natural disaster. It is something that they could not contain. A simple natural disaster. You see, hurricanes, you see, flooding, see. But say Asia, Adiba Kwa, a was our dream when they say flooding na esino, a dear the cause ye fiana, a gatesa, yan kataswana, a wura, ye to go gatesimuana, a bola, ye shegu basabasana, a ye mismanagement na, and on a air cause flooding na say, a just an ordinary natural disaster. On say, ye Jimmy. Hey, told me bia me say, anka me pese Jimmy no, I want a more expensive word. Hey, eti Germany aflad, so you are happy. Now depend Germany. Hey, Ghana, Germany aflad, so you are happy. Now depend Germany. You guys must be lucky. You guys must thank God. Mame kanisa. You guys must thank God to say natural disaster bia and shada NC or Ghana. Mona munyamia say hurricanes ebini Ghana, tornado ebini Ghana, typhoon ebini Ghana, earthquakes ahoduo ebini Ghana. Mona munyamia say seka typhoon, hurricanes are esi America. Any those natural disasters ebisi Ghana me say mo kae mo be chi sabe mpreda sa mo fa ncheme anka mo be chi mo janai na mo di. I'm telling you. Sad disasters, ebisi wa Ghana, I'm telling you, say, me say, and kabubechi mo janai na body. Ka the way you guys will be poor, I swear. Hey, anka your level of poverty will be unprecedented. You catch them all. Anka your level of poverty will be unprecedented. You are lucky. Thank your star, say, natural disasters hardly apart from flooding. Flooding no cry, you see Ghana no put, and I make us say, any natural disaster. Eye yankasa ye jimie a artificial disaster and natural because science so fear we ya eto Ghana no Accra is not supposed to get flooded. Science so fear we ya eto Kumasi no Kumasi is not supposed to get flooded if we have proper drainage system. If we have proper drainage system, Accra and Kumasi should never get flooded. If we are able to keep our cities clean, if we are able to dig gutters and cover them, if we are to stop digging and constructing open gutters, in Sofia we are at all Accra and Kumasi no, Accra and Kumasi must never get flooded. They get flooded because of your stupidity. Ye Jim Yenti. These cities get flooded because of our stupidity. I'm telling you, because of our stupidity. What am I now? Nafa hoto Germany. Tinaho, nafa hoto Germany. Unim Adriania, Germany for our store. Unim Adriania, Germany for our store. Se si amenemo kase, se kase, ewiase ni napo Adriania sa. Kwa Belgium, nakohe silos sa ewa Belgium. Kwa Germany, go and see silos in Germany. Se si aya menemo kase, se kase ewiase na aduane asampoa, enuane a Belgium for any German for asevi, a store in their silos no, e betimi efidi omo for the next 20 years. Unimu ame catch no. So cry your own cry. Don't cry for Germany. Cry your own cry. Aduane sign na ma save your Ghana. Aduane sign and na ma store Ghana. On say omo more any wheat, any say nuane na almost store no. If they store the rice for too long, na almost rice no. Every store room ho. Na almost are restock with fresh rice. That na almost free store room ho no. And no na ya almost takraba Africa. For na ye to gusto. Emu we there. Emu we there. Ne boy de crowd. Emu we there. Odi si just want to bebrebe. O nkwada be tena. Emu konko bako onua. Ebe so mu na. Emu we there 2 pound. Emu we there. Me se odi si just want na pan na ye ma. O nkwada be 20 a. Mu na obi abeti enya bia di ama ne ho atono. Emo na almost turn about 10 years ago no, 5 years ago no, eno na omo yi omo de abremo Africa. It sounds about chiminti. It sounds say mwadwi nye jumanti. Because you can't even feed yourself. You can't even feed yourself. You can't produce your own medicine. You can't produce your own medicine. At the same time, you can't also feed yourself. Eti broni emu a was store eya say no obeyi e dia brew. Obeyi aton ama for we dey di onfa ho better than to throw that rice away. Yeah. Now I store new rice egu ho entiende say area say aduane nampo san me say aduane a US, Germany, Canada, Australia, aduane a these advanced countries a store egu ho no will be able to take them for the next 20 years. And then say area say aduaba ni na asayimpo a they have all the seeds. What they call America, they have all the seeds. Every seed beer America phobia, every seed beer Germany phobia, every seed beer Canada phobia. They have the seed and they'll plant that seed. Africa seed buy in a store. Go to Ministry of Agriculture. Omuni seed beer ho. Go to Ministry of Agriculture. Omuni seed beer ho. I'm telling you, they store nothing and they have nothing. They don't store food. They don't store seed. They store nothing. They save nothing and they prevent nothing. The black man is waiting to die. The black man is waiting to die.
Hello, we're from dropping. Sinasi, ahun kimli. Na winya beche metan riding ho. Smooth, fully nyanya.
As we're fraud then.
Missy, we're from dropping. Minkaji wedban and fambra wana. Dropping. Manfa upasel unko. Ana minkaji mbra wana. Dropping. Munkafa umo fabambra wana. Dropping. Minkaji u groceries mbra wana. Dropping. Laundry, mwakwa bantam dodo. Kwana biya ewo Ghana. Go Play Store, ana App Store, na download Droppin. DROPYN. Droppin. Not from within a minute. Na mo boho there. Droppin. Menso, ya Ghana ha bebia. Yechuma ya sonko. What from Droppin? Masa, ya what town? Chale, moku take Droppin. Droppin.
And then Methodist Church the Methodist Church of Britain, they have legalized same-sex marriage. Some of us say the Bible, the God of the Bible does not like gays, does not like lesbians. Bible no nyankopon Bible no free heaven e baye. Bible no Moses imra. Moses ojembra no free soro. Na ya trouble ebotan so na ode bread the people of Israel. Bible dia nyame enum asem. Yemfa bi nka ho ye bi mfiri mu. And the Methodist Church, they have legalized same-sex marriage. Listen to this man. Jimmy. Listen to this man. Methodist Church, they have legalized same-sex marriage. Listen to this man. Mutieno.
I'm speaking on my own behalf, not on behalf of the British Methodist Church, nor on behalf of the Methodist Church Ghana. I don't speak for any of these two churches. I am a minister in full connection with the Methodist Church Ghana, serving the British Methodist Church. But I am a member of the British Methodist Conference, a conference elected representative of the British Methodist Conference. And I'm sending this message to you because most of you friends, colleagues, church members have asked a lot of questions through WhatsApp and Facebook and calls about the decision that the British Methodist Church made yesterday at its conference here in Birmingham. Yes, it is true that the British Methodist Church has made a decision, voted massively in favor of accepting the marriages of LGBTQI plus people, that is gay, lesbians, and all the other.
It is true that the British Methodist Church, they have voted massively in support of same-sex marriage. And these are the guys who brought the Bible to you, telling you, say, and somewhere, what Bible no nyina ye nyankopon asem, ye mfa bi nka ho, ye yi bi so mfiri mu. And these are the guys who are passed behind you to accept same-sex marriage, to accept gayism, to accept homosexuality. Sorry. The house of the Lord, the house of Nyankopon, baby ayesum nyame adifo, the embassy of heaven, the embassy of God. They have now accepted same-sex marriage. Marriage between a man and a woman, and between a woman and a woman, or a transgender, LGBTQ, WYD, and every day we are adding new alphabets, breeding new, species of human beings. LGBT, those days are a shas, now a LGBT nkwa. Yeshaya na kill abekaho. Yeshaya na plus midnani nemu. LGBTQ plus TQ jen. Ya sensa alphabet in negum because they said ye breed different as cramai. We are now breeding human beings like dogs. We are now breeding human beings like dogs as cramai. The way we breed dogs, we are breeding human beings the same way. And these are the guys who brought you the Bible. These are the guys who brought you the Bible, telling you, say, the Bible is the work of God. And I said, sorry, the Bible is the word of God. It's the word of God that yan fabin kahon. Yes, as you be free and the Obroni to be kahon. Samu nyame no away. Nyame I say on peges. Nyame I say on fua homosexuality. So nyame I say si akoto se obani ni yoko background da. Yen stone enku omo. Si akoto se bema ene ni yoko bema da. Let us stone them to death. The house of the Lord and sorry Methodist Church na omo aji homosexuality atumuno. Munyame no away. LGBTQ plus. Ebe akra why is that never become because we are now breeding human beings like dogs. Muntie. Listen to him.
In doing so, the British Methodist Church had to amend or change, if you like, its definition of marriage, and also change its other documents, liturgy.
Most sorry, I must say, the first institution that God created was marriage. Most sorry, I must say, institution na edi kind a nyankopon ebo ye ehira so any our rear. And so enipa they are now amending our rear na say our rear nyankopon nankasa otwedi ampo kwame obo so ni asase ebo ye no ene de nipa na sani ehu say emra na nyame okase our rear between bema ne obanko ano na onim nyansa. So they are now amending the marriage rules and the marriage laws. Listen to me carefully. Mona mo say Munyankopon ena ebo our rear between obani bema and nadie the house of the Lord, the embassy of God that nipa na ehwe so. They are now amending sa marriage na munyam ehye ya no say obani bema nko na ewo ho kwan say omo eka omo ho bom in union in the name of our rear and nadie. They are now changing things. They are now amending the rules and regulations. They are now telling Munyankopon say onim nyansa emra na oboni pano. Now onim say dachi bi LGBTQ plus for beba into a they are now amending the marriage laws to be able to accommodate the LGBTQ plus WHOZYZ. They are now amending the rules to favor them. They are now amending the rules to welcome them. Muano, muana mosia say, Nyame asamo die, yen fabi nka ho, yen sanso eyibi mfrimu, nyankopon asamo die ete hoda. Modia montina Africa ho, na monkoso nyimi saa. Minim sa make say obi asom na no e ka kire me say, a signs of the end time. Modia montina ho. Why? Modia montina ho, na monkoso enye enkwasiasam ni. Modia montina ho, na nya ebesi wiase bia no. Monkoso enyi ni say a signs of the end time. Me say mo second slavery no enyamaye. I'm telling you, Africa for mo second slavery enyamaye. The next slavery will be the worst form of slavery. I'm telling you. Muntie, where I would say religion was created by man. Wait, say religion was created by man. Whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, that is not my problem. But Nyame can say, I'm sorry now. What them who to sono every Nyame o ton Bible now. What them who to sono every Nyame o ton Nyame can no. Whether you just believe in God or don't believe in God, it doesn't add anything to your life. Believing in God does not put food on the table. Believing in God does not bring down petrol prices. Believing in God does not bring development. Believing in God does not construct roads. Believing in God does not do anything. So your belief in a God is none of my business. Ni make sure they say, "Usika na odema sorry no. Sorry na o kono thinking say you are worshiping God no. Bible na esha won some thinking say enyame asem no. Eni nyame asem, enyame asem anka nipa ne hwan say obe change emra nyankopon no ahye. Enyame asem anka nipa na who dey sign say emra nyame ahye no nipa say media I'll change that rule because that rule does not favor LGBTQ plus WXOZ. Yetie Jimmy sa ni go Africa o.
Constitution and all other documents that have definitions of marriage in it. It means that the British Methodist Church accepts that now marriage is between any two people. Now, this any two people also still recognizes that marriage can be between only a man and a woman. That is for some members of the British Methodist Church. And for others, it can be a man and a woman, it can be a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. Now, these marriages are now accepted to be celebrated, solemnized, or blessed in Methodist church buildings. And also Methodist ministers are now permitted, allowed to officiate at such marriages, being between a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or transgender, whatever that would mean. But I need to point out here also that the church at its conference here in Birmingham also accepted and affirmed cohabitation. That is when a man and a woman, or any two people, have not married yet, but they've chosen to live together in a loving, supportive, and affirming relationship. Now, these two decisions and other consequent decisions have been going around in the media in a way, and most of the headlines you see is the Methodist Church has allowed gay marriage or accepted same-sex marriage or whatever it is. First of all, most of the news that you will be receiving would have come from the UK. And so the UK media is referring to the Methodist Church in UK.
No.
It is not referring to the Methodist Church.
And yet, Methodist Church in general, and LGBT atom name, and yet the Methodist Church in UK, and atom, and yet the Methodist Church in general. Forgetting say Methodist Church, a shall free UK, a UK for a British. And the Methodist Church, it is a net, the parent root and also the headquarters of Methodist Church. So LGBTQ plus TOTDDD. Atumua. And we advance here say, Emre B bar, oh Ghana, you have no option than to accept it. Emre B bar, whether you are Togolese Methodist Church, whether you are Ghanaian Methodist Church, whether you're Nigerian Methodist Church, no matter who you are, Emre Bar, you have no option than to accept it, because these are the guys who brought you the Methodist Church. These are the guys who brought you the Bible. These are the guys who brought you the Holy Spirit. That is the Holy Spirit as a now here comes a conforno. Holy Spirit no bre mo a esimo so a na mo comes a conforno. These are the guys who are telling you, say, Minianom, baby, we are say, Kono, and live and let me live. Minianom, baby, we are say, Kono, and cophobia ba, and cophobia, we are say from LGBTQ plus. We are now breeding more human beings in different forms, in different colors, in different denominations, in different gender. And baby, we are say, do the minia Bible no, ya Troy, or someone no Africa for. Yania and the prayer most say they catch them say Emrana Yankasa Abrofo, ya traditional Bible no. We are amending those laws, send your baya. we will be able to accommodate LGBTQ because Sambrano, and then Namibia Sebo, Sambrano, they are not the laws of God, Yankasaya laws. We are the ones who wrote those laws. We are the ones who made those laws. So we have the right to amend them. And the Ghana constitution, Ghana for draw their own constitution. So Ghanaians have the right to amend their own constitution. Now, so you say, also you say the earth is revolving around the sun or rotating around the sun. Rotation na assassino a rotating. And then nipa and a ma assassino a rotating. Yes, so we have no control over the rotation of the earth. Samson and Senkanyanko Pong and I didn't ransom a trogu Bible no at the bread can no matter how much we advance. And we can never alter the words of God or the commandments of God. The fact is saying human beings have the audacity to alter and redefine, re-amend the words of God. No crap the advance here say those words are not the words of God, they are the words of man. How stupid can we be? How stupid have we been for more than 500 years? How stupid have we been for more than 500 years? And today, the black man is even the one defending, say, Oninyame, or the Bible na simple chair brunia or the Bible no bread no. Munkoso na muntie. Yeah, my boss say, muntie.
All over the world. As most of you will know, the Methodist Church UK, or British Methodist Church if you like, is indeed the mother church of Methodism, where John Wesley lived and established the church and led it until he died. Even though John Wesley died as an Anglican minister, he is still widely seen as the founder of what we call the Methodist Church today and Methodism in general.
Bible no. Na omunim say emre bi ba Freemind family beba. Na omunim say emre bi ba nipa eni bebie. Emre bi ba nipa eni beda ho. Emre bi ba human beings will begin to think logically and begin to question our belief system na omode amaye to control our minds, you know. Because Obroni is so smart. Now onim say nipa no we keep evolving. Now Obroni nimsa nipa we keep evolving and then nipa ye we asi most of us are more intelligent than nipa now almost 300 years ago. And then human beings who are now alive on this planet, most of us are more intelligent than human beings who existed 300 400 years ago, whether you like it or not, because we keep evolving. We keep evolving in terms of knowledge. We keep evolving in terms of everything. So they knew say a time will come, human brains will will evolve, and human beings will begin to question some of these things. So they placed it in the Bible, saying, if some people get up to question the Bible, those are the signs of the end time. If LGBTQ, the Methodist Church, begin to accept marriages between LGBTQ plus QOPUA, that will be the beginning of the end time. Said the still lano. Don't keep keeping your minds in the box of religion. Said the you can never be liberated. Now so the will say, end time be any ho, minya bema minya ba. Yes, will be a biao. End time be any ho. No, Jesus is coming anywhere. I'm telling you the truth too. End time be any ho. Assassino, it keeps changing shape and form. Assassino, it keeps changing. And you remember because what is son, but it is never an indication of an end time. Because LGBTQ, homosexuality, according to Muhammad Bible, no, and then a shall see you. A shall see in the days of Noah. A shall see in the days of old. It is different as no end time no armor. Bisa ho say e sha asia che it is ambre na e sha asia no die betina sa end time no ama ade bia Obroni tro Bible no bia no they are no longer happening in our days. Ade bia Obroni e tro to Bible no bia no those things are no longer happening in our days. The sea is no longer dividing, manna is no longer falling. Miracles are no longer happening. People are no longer spending 3 days in the tummy of a fish. Global flooding is no longer happening. And your ma omuchogu Bible no. The only thing that they are telling you say is a signs of end time. Meaning those signs of end time are nothing but part of nature, a part of abrabo, a part of human life. When me say menka say nyame biedi ho. You can choose to believe in God, which is not a sin, which is not a crime. You can choose to believe we say nyame bi ohwa obo so ni asase e fine now so me kira wo say sorry religion emfri nyame. It be say nyame bi ohwa sa nyame no oye Christian ana sa nyame no oye Muslim ana sa nyame no oye Buddhist ana nyame bi mpo ohwa. That God is not religious. That God is rather the greatest scientist of all time, for having the ability to be creative enough to create the sun, to create all the other planets, and for the other planets to be able to revolve around the sun without the sun's gravity pulling them to itself. And no crampono. God, even if God is there, God is the greatest mathematician, God is the greatest physician, and God is the greatest scientist. On your religious person, on your pope, on your imam, on your reverend, on your prophet, on your software, on your Christian, on your Buddhist, on your Muslim, on your Obibia, or you're the greatest scientist to ever exist in the entire universe. Listen to me, words of wisdom for free. Let's continue to listen to the man.
Where many other churches who don't even have the name Methodist in their name still claim the Wesleyan heritage. But what we need to understand is all these other conferences, Ghana, Nigeria, United Methodist Church in the US, and every other place are autonomous churches, autonomous conferences on their own. And as much as the decision of the British Methodist Church may be tagged on all other Methodists, the truth is that the decision they have made does not or is not binding on any Methodist conference. So I'm here specifically speaking to my friends from Ghana who have been sending messages. I've also had a few messages from Nigeria and other places. Please, the Methodist Church Ghana, the Methodist Church Nigeria, and the Methodist Church any other place apart from the United Kingdom are not bound by this decision that the British Methodist Church has made. It means that you don't have to worry that your church has now accepted gay marriage or whatever it is. I'm sure every conference, including the Methodist Church Ghana conference, through its leadership, would respond at the appropriate time. And what I want to say is we should all remain calm, we should all remain prayerful, and we should all encourage one another. As a member of the British Methodist Conference since 2019,
God is the head of the church. Nyankopon ene asafo eti Kristo ene asafo eti ene se Kristo na ho ama asafo no age LGBTQ+ WOTZ atumua between wo ene Yesu. Who should be worried? Tiemiyo asafo no nyawo dia mona mo say asafo no Yesu dia mona mo say Yesu Kristo ono ne asafo no ti entiene say Yesu Kristo otna heaven ho aye ahwe ha ama nipakuo bi atene down na sorry dan no age LGBTQ+ for atumua between wo ne Yesu. Who should be worried? Ay, yeah, what's no? Sorry, any odia. Yesu na ati na sorry. Ena onu ankasa ena mo na mo say Reverend fathers, any ministers in Nano, Yesu na efa omo, they are all the calling of God. What you say? Mo say asofo, nyame na efre omo. Mo say asafo no Yesu dia. Entiende? say yes to now. Emra na Yesu offer na sofo no na Yesu nim say emre medu a na sofo we ya offer no they will give the chance to LGBTQ+WO na Yesu na we nim say sa na sofo we ya offer no emre bi ba they are going to accept the marriage of LGBTQ+WOTQ na Yesu na we nim wa 90 say Yesu no atna ho aye ahwe ha ama onoani ministers are offer omo say they have gone against his laws, they have gone against his instructions. Aje LGBTQ+ atumua between you and Yesu, who should be worried? Answer for yourself. Between you and Yesu, who should be worried? What be a company and you are employing people who employ Obino? And now we saw into the future now who said, Sanipa we ya who employ no. A time is coming. This person is going to introduce some policies in your company which will run your company down. As sensible as you are, will you go ahead to employ that person? Answer for yourself. As sensible, as intelligent as you are, what be a company? You are employing some people. And now who say the chief executive officer now will employ Emre ba or by introducing some policies, and those policies will lead to the collapse of your company. Will you go ahead and employ him? It Yesu and all thing asafo and our friend Reverend Osubempa, or friend Nigel Gazy, or friend Bedukobi, or friend Anka Williams, or friend Lighthouse of Fono, or friend Isu Anaba, and our friend Reverend any asafo or more we are saying nah. And I must say yes no so no onim ahyase kosi awieye eti emra na Yesu ofre omo now onim say emra bi ba they are going to give chance to LGBTQ+WO which will lead to the downfall of the company which is the church that he Yesu established. Yesu now onim wana. Continue to listen. Logic and common sense. Me show nyansa. Muntie.
I have been part of this debate. And those of us in the minority who are against this decision have made our views known. And the church have listened in love and in respect, as much as we have also listened to the others in love and in respect. I want to place on record here that the Methodist Church UK, the British Methodist Church, has been on a very long journey for over 3 decades concerning this. And that is what has culminated in this decision. They have fought, they have conferred, they have struggled, they have agreed, they have disagreed, and finally have come to this decision. We all don't know the impact of this decision on the churches and the congregations of the British Methodist Church, but we live to see as the days go by. The good news is that even though Methodist ministers in Britain from today are allowed to officiate at same-sex marriages, and that Methodist church buildings can be
abomination according to Christian doctrines. Now the reverends and the pastors in the Methodist Church of UK, they are now allowed to officiate. You may kiss the bride. Now be who call nimo na pantine. Call nimo na pantine. One yaw mark. Ni sisi ni mfimbia yeshra omawari so. Mbano. Abomination of a highest order. According to Christian doctrine, this is an abomination in the house of God. They are desecrating the house of God. They are causing abominations in the house of the Lord, and the Lord is there. He is quiet. Why? Because that character of a God does not exist. Religion is man-made. Religion was made by man, was sold to man through wars of conquest. Religion was marketed to man like iPhones are being marketed, like Samsung phones are being marketed. Religion is nothing but the handiwork of man. I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. Listen to me. Yankosuntie. Yo.
Wesley lived and established the church and led it until he died. Even though John Wesley died as an Anglican minister, he is still widely seen as the founder of what we call the Methodist Church today, and Methodism in general, where many other churches who don't even have the name Methodist in their name still claim the Wesleyan heritage. But what we need to understand is all these other conferences, Ghana, Nigeria, United Methodist Church in the US, and every other place, are autonomous churches, autonomous conferences on their own. And as much as the decision of the British Methodist Church,
Media, autonomous, no, they will claim they are autonomous now, so they still control them. Broni ba Africa, ya pray one a Broni katre say or the far who die ama ye now so be seen Broni that so a control yen. Broni say Ghana is now a sovereign nation now so be seen Broni that whole control Ghana. It is our autonomous no a year menua a mind games. Autonomous no a mind games. Mo me say kiane kin. Say mo twi mo time me say Methodist Church of Ghana. Enya Methodist Church in Kwa and sorry I'm more Ghana now. A time is coming. Marriage between Atimbila Abraham and a young cranker. Marriage between Atimbila Abraham and a young cranker. Time, a time is coming. Per your own doctrines. Some will say end time, and see the Bible's prophecy will never be fulfilled. Why are you now trying to hijack signs of the end time? Why are you now trying to hijack Jesus' second coming? Because Moses say all these things will come in before the end. All these things will happen before the end will come. All these things will happen before Jesus will come. So if these things are happening for Jesus to come on, so I must say, you don't want these things to happen. Why? Let it happen so that Jesus will come fast. Very simple. End time. Let it happen so that Jesus will come fast. So that the end of the world will come fast and we can all go and enjoy life in heaven. Why are you sabotaging it? Why are you trying to stop it? Why are you fighting it? Logic and common sense. Because deep down within you, Unim say, yes will be any baby back. Deep down within you, Unim say, Bible na you crowd no go ni me say, my first copy book, and I said my book of Bible story. I'm sorry. You can stories, ne conference to book Charlie stories. They are more better than our Bible na you crowd. I'm telling you for a fact. May
be tagged on all other Methodists. The truth is that the decision they have made does not or is not binding on any Methodist conference. So I'm here specifically speaking to my friends from Ghana who have been sending messages. I've also had a few messages from Nigeria and other places. Please, the Methodist Church Ghana, the Methodist Church Nigeria, and the Methodist Church any other place apart from the United Kingdom are not bound by this decision that the British Methodist Church has made. It means that you don't have to worry that your church has now accepted gay marriage or whatever it is. I'm sure every conference, including the Methodist Church Ghana conference, through its leadership, would respond at the appropriate time. And what I want to say is we should all remain calm, we should all remain prayerful, and we should all encourage one another.
Wow.
As a member
you should all
of the
remain
British...
calm. You should all remain prayerful. More na mo say Bible ni Nyankopon asem. And more na mo say ya draw Bible nim say sa anyima we nyina na signs of the end times. So if these things are happening now, why must you pray against it? I don't understand. More na mo say these are signs of the end time. Munyameka said these things will happen before the end of the world. It means say sa anyima we nyina AC no. Your God is the culprit. Your God is the one behind it. And you are still praying to that same God to withdraw back his words or and your ma or no more vampire say, oh, nice signs of the end time will not or the other. logic and common sense. Nyansa be the womb. Menti was you. Who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? Mose, Nyankopon say, these are the signs of the end time, Ajiatum. And these things are happening before your very eyes. And you are still praying to this same God. Say, Nyankopon no. Oh, you free or send the end time be a man. And I say, end time na ma. Obeda for heaven. Na say end time na ma. Mo be ye den akọ heaven. Mo na mo say. Ewia say ya e na mo ko heaven. Enti say ewia say science no ba ntem ama mo say Ghana for mo bre. Petrol prices kosoro. Ghana for brand e bre. It is a science of the end time no. E ba ntem ama wo say na be ya obetu mrika akọ heaven so a. You will say you are going to pray against it. Don't you want to go to heaven again? Don't you want to go to heaven again? I don't understand. There are some crania. Obebi is here. You're completing the message. Na you're wrapping up.
This conference since 2019. I have been part of this debate, and those of us in the minority who are against this decision have made our views known, and the church have listened in love and in respect, as much as we have also listened to the others in love and in respect. I want to place on record here that the Methodist Church UK, the British Methodist Church, has been on a very long journey for over 3 decades concerning this, and that is what has culminated in this decision. They have to do it. He will not be forced to do it. And in passing the resolutions, conference have put in place measures and statements and resolutions which will protect
Methodist Church of UK omaji homosexuality atum. Why? That's a simple entity. Or the Methodist Church in UK omaji homosexuality ni gay marriage atum. And marriage between LGBTQ plus LGBTQ plus WOZ for our real omaji atum. So a time is coming. Methodist Church of Ghana is going to follow suit. If the Methodist Church of Ghana na the Presby Church of Ghana, if you Presby are na Roman, if you Roman are na Anglican, from Anglican to Pentecost, from Pentecost to BIO Ghana. Sorry. Timu inamunya ready. Yeah, Mark, any y'all crack any at Billy Abraham. Get ready to get married. Why? Get ready to get married. Abomination, sacrilege. Sacrilege. According to your doctrine, so sacrilege. It's happening before your very eyes. Why? Because you are blindfolded. You had a lovely culture. You had a culture which never condoned all these kind of things. You had a culture which feared evil. You had a culture which was never in support of gayism, homosexuality, LGBT class, ABCD, EFGH, IJKL, MNOP, QRST, UVW, XYZ. You had a culture which never accepted all this rubbish and nonsense. You let the white man, he came to deceive you. He came to tell you, say, your culture is barbaric. Your culture is primitive. Your culture is idol worshipping. So throw away your culture, your belief system, your customs and traditions, and accept his own belief system, his customs and traditions. And you obeyed it. You listen to them. Today, you are practicing their religion. You are practicing their belief system. You are practicing their customs and traditions, and they are telling you, say, in our customs and traditions, which you are practicing, we accept LGBTQ plus KWO marriages. You say no, we are not going to agree. Are you stupid? Is the culture for you? Is the Bible for you? Is the religion for you? Are you stupid? Yo. Okay, Obi say, our NS or say our culture had LGBTQ people. Yeah, they might have been there, but Nyame can say our culture never accepted them. You understand my point? That's what I'm saying. These guys have been there from since that, but Nyame can say our culture really didn't used to, represent them. South American. Tiene, se ma follow Samatomo culture no actually. Akwaji Broni culture atum. Na se Broni culture will say in my culture there, I have advanced to a level where I am accepting, the freedom of LGBTQ plus ABCD4. Na se what's not Ghana so they're changing a time. When to more. Na se be me want to doubt limo. So when you dia for the culture mano and practice your own culture. Very simple. So one person be jatu mu dia for Broni culture, for Broni Bible, for Broni esum emano and practice your own. But say one funny dia mano and some dear not all cost so esum Broni some dear me say you must accept LGBTQ plus because so says the white man, not so saith the Lord, so saith the white man who wrote the Bible. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Also what him here. What's the message in what him here pa? Simple. What's the message in what him here pa? Timi de machire ma dwanwie. Say what him here. Say opemasem. Say opemasem menwe ho nya me ka kire wane say muani na ho. Bible na ye de be share won sam no Obroni na troy in free heaven enye nya me bia na troy. Koran na ye kra wa ye wa lie kan ku di no enye nya me bia na troy yo. They brought to you, or they brought those books and their beliefs, their religion to you through wars of conquest. People were forced, people were killed forcibly to accept the Bible, to accept the Quran, and today it has become part of your culture. Today you see your culture is as idol worshipping. Today you see your culture as primitive. Today you see your own culture as something barbaric. Today you don't even want to own your names. You like the white man's name. Today you like everything about the white man and hate everything about yourself. And the white man you love is telling you, say, he has gotten to an age whereby ne culture na or the no ne some and in the Bible na or the no say dear or LGBTQWOP for atom. Eti. Oshana se pa. Give them back their Bible. Give them back their culture. Give them back their Quran and go back to your own culture. Go back to your own customs and traditions. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Answer na mekono. Na me sa kai ubiem say on the 4th of August, face the country campaign. Baso den ewo or Brassport. Yeah, shasiye. Ewo or Brassport ewo Kwame Nkrumah circle. And past 7 a.m. sharp. Na ya shasiye. I am repping live, and I want you to equally rep live. We are going to rep live. We are all going to be part of this gargantuan demonstration. A peaceful demonstration to channel our grievances to our leaders. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It was here for Medemu ABCA. Sanya Muna Munimno, Medin and the chairman, Freemind.